This is a tutorial video for publishing achievement guides and roadmaps. Before we get started, a few things. I highly recommend installing Mozilla Firefox and using that as your internet browser. It's what I'll be using, and it's the best one to use for publishing because the default settings for copying and pasting are ideal. It carries over the formatting that we want to carry over when we copy and paste, and it doesn't carry over what we don't want. Secondly, I'm going to be using Control-C and Control-V to copy and paste respectively, so it'll be going pretty quick when I do that. I highly recommend getting acquainted with those shortcuts. And then thirdly, due to the limits with screen capturing, for some reason some of the drop-down menus will not be visible in the video that you're watching, but I will be calling out what selections to make in those drop-down menus, so as long as you're following along with the audio, it shouldn't really be a problem. So there are three tabs that we're going to want to open. The first one is in the forums, in the guide team forum. Scroll down, and there is a thread called New Guidelines, Tweaks in Formatting. Right-click on that and open it in a new tab. And specifically in the second spoiler tag, there's a little blurb here that we're going to highlight for use in the roadmap later. Back on the first tab, scroll back up and open up the Prepped Guides and Roadmaps forum. We will only be publishing guides that are in this forum. Guides should not be published from any other forum. So today we're going to be publishing Energy Cycle Edge. Let's click on that and open it up. And then the third tab that we want to open is the administration panel. The URL for that is xboxachievements.com/admtools/. So in the administration panel, click on Achievements, and we're going to start with publishing the roadmap. So we need the game ID. The game ID is this 4-digit ID in brackets. Every game has a unique 4-digit ID. Here it's 5622. So let's type that in the administration panel. And now all we need to do is copy over the roadmap. So skip these first few lines here. These are not part of the roadmap. Start with the overview and highlight everything. Copy it and paste it in. Now at the end of the roadmap here, we're going to press Enter, then click on Center Justify, and go to the second tab, and we're going to copy that blurb we highlighted earlier, and we're going to paste that at the end. Now we need to enter the user's name on the end here. There are two ways to do this. I'm going to type it in manually. You can also highlight the user's name right here from the forum guide. I typed it in manually. Copying it over, highlighting it and copying it may be a better option just so you don't accidentally misspell it. But either way, what we're going to do is right-click on his name and pick Copy Link Location. And back on the forum, or on the administration panel, we're going to highlight the name and then click on this icon here to insert a hyperlink. Now if you highlighted the name and copied it, it'll carry the hyperlink with it. But I did not do that. I typed it in manually. So here we're going to paste in the link location. This will take anyone who clicks on his name to that member's forum profile. And then what we need to do, regardless of how the hyperlink was put here, whether you copied and pasted it or typed it in manually like I did, you need to click on this second tab called Target and click on the drop-down menu. And the fourth option is New Window and then blank in parentheses. Click on New Window blank. What that does is that when a user clicks on that hyperlink in the published guide, it will open up that person's forum profile in a new window instead of taking them away from the achievement guide they're looking at. So once that's all copied over, it may appear that all of this color formatting has copied over for us, but that is not the case. This green actually just means that a hyperlink is present in the administration panel. So what we actually need to do is highlight all of this text, click on this text color icon, and select green to color it all green manually. So it is nice that it shows up green for hyperlinks, making them really easy to spot as you're going through and changing it all to green manually. But just keep in mind that if there is any other text that is formatted with, let's say, red or blue or anything that's not a hyperlink, it won't be obvious in the administration panel. So just make sure after you color all the hyperlinks green that you jump back to the guide and give it a once over and just make sure there isn't anything that's colored blue or red or any other colors, because if there is, you're going to have to jump back to the administration panel and make sure you color those the correct colors. But once you're done with that and everything's colored, that's all there is to do for the roadmap. So on the bottom of the screen here, we just have to click the Submit button, and our roadmap is now published. So moving on to the achievement guide, simply click on the achievement guide button right above that, and we're going to enter the exact same game ID, 5622. At the top here, we need to enter the user ID, the forum name of the person whose guide it is. Once again, I'm just going to type it in, but like before, you can copy and paste it over from the guide just to make sure that you don't make a spelling mistake. And now back on the guide, all we need to do is just copy and paste over everything into the administration panel. So here is a good example of images and videos. So what you're seeing here is the code for an image. So what we're going to do is first highlight all the text before that image and copy that and paste it into the first achievement solution. Now here the first achievement is called Start. Make sure that you're copying over the exact same achievement solution. The requirement is that all submitted guides are in the same order of achievements as the main site, and the main site should match the administration panel, but that is not always the case. There are some cases where the submitted guide and the main site are not in the same order as the administration panel, and this can be frustrating at times, so just make sure that you're staying alert and not just assuming that every achievement is in the exact same order as the forum guide. So now that we've copied over that bit of text, you may have noticed that in the guide, the 1 and the 2 in parentheses are in red. Just like in the roadmap, the color does not copy over, so we have to highlight that 1, select the color icon and make it red, and same with the 2. Once that's done, we'll need to copy over that image. So this is the code for an embedded image. Highlight the code and copy it. Now back in the panel, we're going to press enter once. We're going to center justify, and then click on the image icon here. Paste the source code that we copied over, and now click on the width field. Now you'll see here it defaulted to 300 width and 300 height. That's fine. Typically we want to keep them at a maximum width of 560, and it will auto adjust the height based on that. Anything bigger than that tends to stretch out windows, especially if it's viewed on a phone, and can make it difficult to see the entire guide for a user. So you should be manually adjusting the width and the height if the image is oversized. If you type in the width, it will typically auto adjust the height if this lock icon is there, that the ratio is locked. If you want to manually set either of the ratios, you can click on that to unlock it and set them manually, but most of the time you don't need to do that. Most of the time you can really just type in 560 for the width if the width is greater than that, and everything will auto adjust and the image will look fine. So once that's done, click on OK, and you'll see the images here. Now there was some text after that, so press enter again and left justify. And back on the guide, there's some more text after the image. Highlight that, skipping the video, and paste it. And now we need to copy over the video. So the embedded video itself can be ignored, but underneath it, again, you'll see the source code for the video similar to the image. Highlight all of that and copy it. And back on the panel, we're going to press enter once, center justify again, and just under that is a YouTube button for videos. Click on that. And here all you need to do is paste the source code and click OK. No need to worry about formatting. And the video will be there. So that's how to handle images and videos. So then for the rest of the achievements and the achievement guide, all you need to do is copy and paste all of the solutions over, making sure that they're in the correct order. Highlight everything for the achievement solution, copy it, and paste it. Now you notice here, green for the hyperlinks, the blue did not copy over, so make that blue. We use green for all the other hyperlinks because green in general is the color that we use for all hyperlinks. The only exception to that really is timestamps for YouTube videos. We tend to make all YouTube timestamps blue, so we'll make all of those blue. That one's done. Next one is called Plane, the achievement, so we're on Plane. Highlight everything, copy it, paste it over. Now you'll notice here that if you look closely, this text that's bolded here is actually bolder than the text above here. For some reason, sometimes when the formatting is copied over or in the guide itself, it looks like it's almost double bolded. There really isn't a good way to deal with that other than to highlight the text, click on the bold button to unbold it entirely, and click on it again to make it bold, and it'll look like normal. So highlight that and make it blue. Same with the rest of them. I'll unbold them and rebold them again. This isn't strictly required, but to make the guide look nice and consistent, it is something you can do. I'll make that blue as well. So for the sake of time, I've already copied over the rest of the achievement solutions. Copy over image source code, center justify it, repeat for all of the achievement solutions. And once everything is copied over, that's really all there is for a guide. You'll notice under each achievement solution there is a save button. If you want to, you could save each one individually if for some reason you wanted to walk away and not finish it all in one sitting. But if you're doing it all in one sitting, you don't need to really use that save button. Once you've got every single achievement solution copied over though, and everything is done, on the bottom of the screen here there is a Save All Entries button. Click on that, and that will publish the guide. And that is it for publishing an achievement guide. So now what you can do is you can double check your work by going back to the forum guide, and at the top here there are these two links. Click on the second one and this will take you to the published guide which you just finished publishing. Click on this button to show the roadmap. We can see the roadmap here at the top. The guide credit was given to Black Gravy. The roadmap is here with all of the green colors for all of our hyperlinks. Guide credit or roadmap credit at the bottom for Black Gravy. And then again, you can check and make sure that in the published guide, there's the red that we copied over. The image looks nice. It's a good size right in the middle. The video is here. You can click on the video to make sure that the video plays, and that works fine. And just make sure that everything is done correctly. But if everything looks good, then we're done here. Just two things left to do to wrap it all up. Back on the guide, we're going to click Edit on the roadmap. At the top here under Stuck, we are going to write that it was published with the date. And then sign it. Now, if you press the Edit button to edit this roadmap, and this opens up and you just see a blank white window here without the roadmap in it, what that likely means is that there's a special character in the roadmap somewhere, probably from Microsoft Word, because if you type like 3 periods in a row, for example, it automatically makes Microsoft Word makes its own ellipsis to put at the end of a sentence or something like that. Firefox can't handle those special characters, so if you try to edit and there's a special character, this will just be all white. Unfortunately, the only way to get around that is to open this roadmap in a different browser, such as Chrome or Internet Explorer, and edit the roadmap there to type in that you published it. Hit save when you're done. And then the very last thing to do is to click on Thread Tools. And in this drop-down menu, click on Move Thread. Click on Perform Action. And now we're going to move the guide from the Prepped Guides and Roadmaps destination, or from the Prepped Guide and Roadmap forum. Our new destination forum on this drop-down menu is Published Current. Click on that, and then click on Move Thread. And that's moved the thread into the Published Current folder for guide tracking and award tracking. And that's it. That concludes the tutorial for publishing an achievement guide and a roadmap.